She laughed when she said it. A soft laugh, almost kind. "We all need leverage," she murmured into the phone, not realizing I was close enough to hear the words shape themselves into a weapon. The room smelled like burned coffee and something sweet she wore when she lied. Vanilla, always vanilla. I stood still, breathing shallow, counting the seconds between her sentences. Her reflection in the dark window looked calm, relaxed. A woman who believed the ground beneath her feet was solid. "I know," she continued, voice lowered. "He doesn't even see it." A pause, then quieter. "He's predictable." I felt the words settle into me. Not sharp, heavy, like a lid closing. She ended the call and turned, smiled at me like nothing had shifted, like she hadn't just confessed to holding a string tied somewhere inside my chest. "What?" she asked, playful. "You look like you saw a ghost." I returned the smile, practiced, controlled. "Just tired," I said. She stepped closer, touched my arm. Casual intimacy. Ownership disguised as affection. In that moment, something inside me recalibrated. Not anger, not fear, awareness. She thought control was loud, visible, declarative. She didn't understand silence. I watched her walk away, already planning dinner, already convinced she was winning a game I hadn't agreed to play. I didn't confront her, didn't flinch. I adjusted. The joke came back later. Over wine, low lighting. Her favorite setting for confessions she pretended weren't confessions. "You know," she said, swirling the glass, eyes half-lidded. "If I ever wanted to ruin you, I'd only need one thing." She laughed again. There it was, that sound. I asked what she meant. She waved it off. "Relax, I'm kidding." But she watched my face too closely. Measuring impact, testing pressure points. That night, she slept easily. I didn't. I replayed moments. Small things I'd dismissed as personality quirks. Her insistence on handling certain paperwork. The way she deflected questions about timelines. How she always positioned herself between me and anything official. A child's school forms, medical records, legal documents. She curated information, carefully. The betrayal didn't arrive as a thunderclap. It seeped in, quiet, methodical. I noticed how she spoke about loyalty like it was theoretical. How fidelity was always someone else's problem. How she framed trust as naivete. She had a history of shaping narratives, rewriting events mid-sentence, smiling while doing it. I thought about the leverage she hinted at. One thing, singular. Control rarely needs variety. It needs precision. I told myself I was imagining it. That suspicion was a toxin. That love required a little blindness. But something in me had already opened its eyes. I started listening instead of reacting, watching instead of assuming. And the picture sharpened. I became boring on purpose. Predictability disarms people who think they've mapped you. I followed routines, asked no questions, played the role she expected. The man, too, trusting to notice strings tightening around his wrists. Inside, I cataloged. Phone habits, late-night messages she shielded with her body, a name saved without a name. I didn't touch her phone. That would have been emotional. I went quieter routes. Public records, timelines, a discrepancy in dates that shouldn't exist if the story she told me was true. I requested documents under the guise of planning. Future-oriented lies are the easiest to sell. I ran numbers, compared handwriting, matched signatures that weren't supposed to match. Every discovery landed without drama. No racing heart, no shaking hands, just a slow cooling. She noticed my calm and mistook it for surrender. One night, she tested me. "You'd be lost without me," she said lightly, brushing her teeth. "I do so much for you." I nodded. "You're right," I said. She smiled at the mirror. That smile told me everything. I ordered the test without telling her. Paid in cash. Used an address she'd never seen. Waiting was the hardest part. Not because of fear, because of confirmation. I already knew. But knowing isn't the same as proving, and control lives in proof. The envelope arrived on a Tuesday. Thin, unassuming, final. I opened it alone. No ceremony. The words were clinical, detached, brutal in their neutrality. Probability zero. The room didn't spin. I didn't sit down. I felt relief. Truth is clean. Lies require maintenance. That evening I cooked dinner. Her favorite. Watched her relax into the comfort she believed she'd engineered. After we ate, I slid the envelope across the table. No speech. No accusation. Just paper. She frowned. Opened it. I watched the color drain from her face in increments, like someone slowly dimming a light. "That's not," she started. I waited. She read it again. Then again. As if repetition might alter reality. Her hands shook. Mine didn't. "You went behind my back," she whispered. "Yes," I said. That was all. She cried. Quiet at first. Then louder. A performance she couldn't stop even when it failed to move me. She reached for explanations, for context, for mercy. I watched the collapse with professional interest. The leverage she'd joked about lay exposed on the table, worthless. "I told you once," I said, folding my hands, "that I valued honesty." She nodded frantically, tears streaking, words tripping over each other. "I also told you," I continued, "that control was an illusion." She looked up. That was when I told her what I'd already changed. The accounts she couldn't access anymore. The documents I'd duplicated. The quiet notifications she'd missed. I didn't threaten her. Didn't raise my voice. I simply explained the new reality. I had prepared an exit long before she realized the game had ended. She tried to bargain. To remind me of history. Of feelings. Of shared time. I let her speak. Then I stood. "You thought one secret gave you power," I said. "You forgot something." She waited. I adapt. I walked out while she was still, searching for words that could put me back, where she needed me. They never came. Distance does something remarkable. It doesn't heal. It clarifies. I don't hate her. Hate requires engagement. What I feel now is precision. She underestimated silence, mistook stillness for weakness, confused access with control. I didn't take revenge the way stories usually tell it. No spectacle. No destruction. Just subtraction. She lost the version of me she thought she owned. The world kept moving. So did I. Sometimes I think about that laugh. The joke she told so easily. How confident she was in the weight of her secret. Power isn't what you hold over someone. It's what you can walk away from without looking back. And I never looked back.